What is up, little demons, and welcome back to the Devil's Hour Talk Show podcast. Now, you may notice that my co-host is not here, and that's because when we're on Discord call, it's just, too glitchy. So I figure I'll just host it by myself for now until I get a better computer, and then co-host. But otherwise, it is a beautiful, beautiful Monday night, and yeah. So we are going to talk about paranormal experiences. Um, because I have had a few in my lifetime, and they have just scared me. The- I I am into the paranormal a lot, yes, but it's the paranormal experiences I have had, they have scared me to death. I I don't know if it's just me or but um let's get into it. So my first story goes kind of like this. I was rolling a ball into the closet at my biological father's house, but you know how you would usually hear a ball hitting the wall? Well, that's the thing. That ball was not hitting the wall. Like, it wasn't hitting the wall at all. So, and I'm laughing too, I'm giggling. So my mom comes in, she goes, "Hey, sweetie, who you playing with?" And I was like 2 or 3 years old at this time. And my mom comes in, she goes, "Hey, sweetie, who you playing with?" And I go, "Dylan, the little boy who's buried under our house." Now, I would not have known this. I'm 2 years old. How would I have known something like that? So, after I believe that incident, my mom decided that she was going to dig up the history of that house. Now, what's interesting is that when she dug up the history, she found out that there was actually a family living in the house we were living in before we did. And she noticed that there was a dad who had supposedly shot himself, and then there's a mom who supposedly also died of natural causes or something. And then there was a son who went missing, and the son's name was Dylan. But the crazy thing is, there is no record of him ever being buried anywhere near that house. There's no record of that. There's no record of this Dylan kid being buried anywhere by that house. Now we would have known. All right. We she went through everything. She went through the records. There was no record of any of that kid named Dylan being buried anywhere close to that house or even underneath it for that matter. And again, I was 2 years old. I have no idea how I would have known that. There's no way I should have been able to know that. Another time I was like, what, 3 years old? Me and my mom were watching a horror movie, and we happened to look out of the corner of our eye into the hallway and actually, this time, completely focus onto the hallway that was in my biological father's house. And we started seeing an apparition just kind of dart back and forth, like it was darting from my bedroom to my biological father's bedroom. And we knew we both saw it. We knew we both saw this apparition. And, it scared us, and we didn't know what to do. Um, so yeah. And then we moved out, and then, you know, my mom and my father split up, and my mom got remarried. And when when I moved into this house, when I moved in, when we moved into this house, shit started happening. It started ramping up. Um, and So there was this one time, me and my mom and my sister are all sitting in the living room, and all of a sudden, the closet door just starts rattling. Like it's just shaking, it's rattling. And it's scary that it's rattling as hard as it is. It was rattling very, very hard. So we eventually and it was and then another time the bathroom door started rattling. So my mom and my stepdad came up with the idea to just take the doorknobs off the door, hoping that would stop it. Now, there have been a couple of times where my pantry door has opened up on its own. And I can't explain it. Like I just cannot explain it. It's weird, you know? It's just weird. But anyway, we are going to take a quick break and I will be right back. And we are back. Now, where was I? Oh yeah. Um Now there have been a few select times where stuff has even happened in my bedroom. This bedroom specifically, because I have seen stuff move. I have heard things. I've heard whispering in my fucking closet before. It's just weird. Like it's just weird because you hear this stuff you don't know how to explain it. You just don't. You don't have any logical way to explain it. You can't just be like, "Oh, it's a gust of wind." Oh, you're just hearing that whispering because the wind hitting your window or the whistling from the wind on your window sounds like that. No. No. I know what I'm hearing. You don't know what I'm hearing. I know what I'm hearing. And for all you skeptics out there, yes, ghosts are real. You just haven't experienced it yet. But ghosts are real. And you should know it. That ghosts, they are real. They are real. And it just seems like anytime, like, not even my stepdad. My stepdad is a huge skeptic, doesn't believe in none of it, but he has experienced stuff himself and chooses not to talk about it. And he knows he's experienced that stuff, yet he's still skeptical about it. He still tries to come up with an explanation for it. Like when you see something move on its own like that, if it moved on its own, how how would you explain something moving on its own? What are you gonna say? Oh, somebody put a fucking string on it? No, that's not what you're gonna say. Like seriously, how are you going to explain that happening? There's no definitive way to explain an object moving on its own, a disembodied voice that you hear. But now, here's one of the scariest paranormal experiences I've had, and I will remember it for ages. So I was little. So when I was little in this house, like 6, 7 years old, I was taking a bath, and I seen my stepdad walk up the stairs, and he goes in his the apparently my stepdad goes in his bedroom, slams his door shut, and his door slams shut. I call him. I'm like, because I wanted to say hi to him. I'm like, hey, Joe, hey. He goes, yeah. But it came from downstairs. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm downstairs. I'm like, you're messing with me right now. I just saw you come up the stairs. There's no way you could be down there right now. I just watched you walk up the stairs. How can you say that you're not there? I just seen you walk up the stairs. There's no way. So I jumped out of the bath because I was scared. Like, so I jump out of my bath and I walk up to my stepdad's door, to my parents' bedroom door, and I fling that fucker open, and he's not standing in there. He's not standing in there. It freaked me out. But anyway, how can you? It's like, how can you explain that shit? There's no way you can explain something moving on its own, like a watch flinging off of a table. So, I believe it was a visit or something. We were staying at my biological father's house. Um, and me, my mom, and my sister were all laying in the living room over there. And there's this. I had a watch. I had a watch, and it was sitting on a table. I had put it on a table because I was tired of wearing it. And all of a sudden, like it was nighttime as well, and all of a sudden it flew off the table by itself. Like it flew off of that table, and it landed in the hallway. And my mom, she tried to come up with a rational explanation, like, oh, one of us threw it because we were trying to mess with her. No, we didn't touch it. How could we have thrown it when we didn't touch it? So we eventually put it back on the table. It flies off of the table once again. And at that point, my mom's sitting there going, what the fuck? How did that thing just fly off of that table? And I was thinking the same thing, honestly. I was thinking, how the hell did that thing fly off of the table like that? And at this point, I was around 12, 13. So, yeah, there was no reason that watch should have flown off the table the way it did. It's shit like that freaks me out. Like it freaks me out so bad to the point where I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know what is going on. Now there was this one night where I was laying in my bed trying to get some sleep, and my door back there was open. My door was open, and I could hear my mom's footsteps. I could hear my mom walking downstairs, but she was in bed. I go, what the hell? Because I knew my mom because I knew my mom was in bed. The next morning, I'm like, Mom, I heard you walking downstairs. Did you go downstairs at all last night? She's like, No, sweetie, I didn't. And in my mind, I'm going, Then who the fuck did I just hear walking down the stairs? Or who the hell did I just hear walking downstairs? There is someone downstairs. And then there's nobody. I checked. There was nobody. Now there was this one night where I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4. Um, and I was sitting on my bed when I used to have a TV in here. I was sitting on my bed and I could hear my sister knock on the door. I could hear a knock on my door. And I think it's my sister. So I'm like, come in. No response. I'm like, come in. Nothing. I open the door. She's not standing there. There's nobody there. Now I know what you're thinking. She could have knocked on it. But I asked her if she had knocked on it. She said no. She said she did not touch my door. I'm like, you knocked on it last night, though. She's like, I didn't touch it. So I'm thinking, then who knocked on my fucking door? Somebody had to have knocked on my door for me to say, come in. But apparently nobody knocked. Apparently nobody knocked on my door. So now I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, did I just. And then once I opened my door, I was sitting on my bed and now I'm thinking, did I just let something in here? Did something just come in my room? Like, did I just let a spirit in my room? And yeah, it was like from that day forward, I felt like I let something in my room that wasn't supposed to be in there. And it's like, okay, well, and now every day it sounds like there is something in my closet. And I can't explain that. I could not explain it for the life of me. I have tried. I have tried in many ways to explain shit like that. There's no explanation for it. There is no way there is any explanation for something like that happening. And don't, and it's like, don't bullshit me and try and tell me that there is some sort of explanation to that, because there's not. If there was, or if there is, I want to know about it. I want to know about that explanation. I want you to explain to me what is going on. Because I can't figure this out on my own. I need some help. I need you to help me figure out what in the fuck is going on, and what is and what is trying to get my attention. Like, seriously, what the hell is trying to get my attention that it needs to, you know, scratch on my wall at night? Again, one time I was actually laying there and my sheets got slapped. And nobody else but me was in here. And at that moment I said, the only thing in my mind was that I said was, holy shit. Something is in here. I might as well kiss my ass goodbye right now, because I have a feeling that I am going to fucking die at the hands of a spirit. Well, anyway, that was some paranormal experiences. Let's get into some real world talk, because, you know, um, there, it's the world. It's the world again. And, you know, I wish the world was, I wish the world was more like it was in like a peaceful video game. Like, I wish the United States was just more like Minecraft. Because at least in Minecraft you have a peaceful mode where things aren't trying to kill you every 10 fucking minutes. But in the real world you don't have a fucking peaceful mode. So you're in fear of your life anytime you walk out of your house, get in your car, and start driving to work. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn. At least give me a heads up. You know, it's like, come on, world. At least give me a heads up that you want me dead. You know what I mean? But, and it's the truth, too. Because sometimes the world just wants you dead, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. The world is just holding a big middle finger to us and saying, screw you. You are not a sane person. You need to be a sane person, but you are not. You fail at being a sane person every single fucking day. But, anyway. Let's do with politics. I think, hey, let me know in the comments on YouTube if there's anything new in politics. Um, let, uh, let, let's talk a little bit about just, where does the world, when is it, you know, it, the world's over. The world has ended. This is the end of the world. Anyway, um, it's just, I can't ever have one good day. There's never a day I wake up and be like, hey, this is gonna be a great day. No, I just lay there and think, do I even want to get out of my fucking bed? Do I even feel like leaving the comfort of my bed just so I can go and endure hell? No, I'd rather just lay in my bed and scroll through TikTok, you know, looking at people doing their little flashy dances. I'd rather just scroll through TikTok and see several different TikTok girls trying to prove to their fathers that they have something to do in their life. TikTok is only one thing, sweetheart. You got nothing to prove. You've got absolutely zilch to prove. The only thing that you have to prove to me is whether you're willing to stay a virgin. And that's not gonna happen if your daughter's hot. You know damn well it ain't gonna happen. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is the world is just a bullshit place. And we know it. Anyway, um, TV shows. What are I like going to Paramount Plus once in a while and just rewatching a childhood TV show. I literally binge watched fucking classic Blues Clues. I binge watched I binge watched Blues Clues, and I just didn't give a shit. I'm like, wow, Steve, you are my hero. You know, Steve, when you were hosting Blues Clues, you made the world a better place. When you were the host of Blues Clues, the world was a better place. Back in those days, the world was a better place. There wasn't so much bullshit happening. You could finally have some dignity. But these days you can't. These days, whatever runs this world, whether it be God, the devil, whatever, They're just holding their middle finger to you saying, you're going to endure this. You're going to endure this shit, and I can't help you with it. So, you want me to, you basically just want me to suffer. That's what you're saying. You want me to suffer and endure the bullshit of the universe while you just sit there, just clapping away. You're just clapping away. Pisses me off. It just fucking pisses me off. I just can't deal with it. I just can't. I just can't deal with it. Hmm. Where do we go from here? Let's go, let's just head back to paranormal experiences, because I think that's a good subject. Um, I went to the old Idaho Penitentiary. Definitely, it's definitely a weird kind of, you could definitely feel something is there. Like in certain haunted locations, you can definitely feel that something is there because you know it's there. You know whatever it is there. You know, you know that something's watching you, yet you choose to deny it. Oh, holy fuck. Oh, it just gets worse. It just gets worse from here. But what are we supposed to do? We're just supposed to sit there and take it. We're just supposed to sit there and get rammed straight up the fucking ass with whatever the world throws at us. But anyway, back to paranormal experiences for a bit. So yeah, I went to the old Idaho Penitentiary, and this old inmate Raymond Snowden, I believe he killed his wife or some shit, killed a woman. Um, found his death row cell. Made me break down because my mom said, "Oh, he's not at this prison. He's at some other prison." Yeah. Well, guess what, lady? His cell's on death row, and I proved you wrong. Um, but yeah, that was fun. And yeah, one of the haunted places I really want to go to is Bobby Mackey's Music World. Bobby Mackey's. It just seems like a fun place to be. It just seems like you could have a lot of experiences at Bobby Mackey's, and I want to go there. There are several haunted locations I would like I said, Bobby Mackey's Music World. Another one of them happens to be the Conjuring House. I really want to go to the Conjuring House. Like seriously. I also want to go to the Amityville house. Yeah. You don't hear people happily saying that often. I'd like to go to also a lot of the abandoned sanatoriums. Like a lot of those famous haunted sanatoriums. I feel like that'd be fun to do. Maybe I could do my own investigation and stuff. Some more. haunted places I'd like to go to are some of those old haunted hospitals that are now abandoned. You know, like fucking Asylum 49. That sounds like a fun place to go. Asylum 49, you know. I watched that Ghost Adventures episode and I adored it. I want to go to Asylum 49 now. Like, I want to go to Asylum 49. But yeah, I want to go to Asylum 49 and see it. I want to go to that horror attraction. I would also like to go to, um, I would also, one of the places I'd really like to go is, honestly, the Joe Exotic Zoo. Um, yeah. Another place I feel like it'd be cool to go to is, you know, one of the, one of the really haunted sanatoriums I'd like to go to is the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. I've seen millions of people. I have seen millions of YouTube videos of people investigating it, and it's just fucking. It just seems like a place where you could go in. It just seems like a cool place to go to. Like, I want to go to the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. You know, it has been my dream to investigate a location like that. You know, it's like I really just want to be a paranormal investigator. That's really what I'd like to do. You know, and I also really enjoy doing this podcast and being a podcaster. But yeah, there's a lot of things I'd like to do and a lot of places I'd like to see. Like what's another haunted location? Um oh yeah, Lava Hot Springs, Idaho. I'd like to go there. I would love to see Lava Hot Springs, Idaho. I mean, it just a lot of locations on the TV show Ghost Adventures really catch my eye. And I'm like, that's a place I want to visit. That is a place I'd like to see. I'm like, I just want to see a lot of those places. Like, I want to see the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. I want to go back to the old Idaho Penitentiary. I want to go to Asylum 49. Oh, and by the way, some big news. What the hell was that? What the... Okay, when I upload this, let me know if you guys saw that. But anyway, big news for me, by the way. I have a job interview on the 15th. Yeah, I know that's probably a shocker. I had a job interview on Saturday. I'll let you know how that goes. Cracker Barrel goes to where my sister works. I could wait with her while we wait for our mom to come and pick us up from work. 18 years old and I still don't have a fucking car. Sucks, man. I want a car. Give me a car. But yeah, there's just a lot of things I'd like to do, a lot of places I'd like to see. And I could probably do a lot of it if I tried. There could be a lot of things that I could do, a lot of places that I could see if I tried, you know. And I will try. And I'd even upload videos of me investigating those locations because I feel like it'd be good content to do. I feel like that could be like a new era of content on the YouTube channel. Hang on, we will take a quick break. You know what, little demons? I think this is where I'm going to end this podcast episode off. It's going to be a bit of a short episode, but I really don't have that much to talk about. So I will see you guys in the next episode. For those of you on YouTube, by the way, make sure you like and subscribe. And for those of you on Spotify, follow the podcast so you get updates or so you know when new episodes release. I will see y'all soon.